Okay.
He's not breathing. He's not breathing.
Who's not breathing?
Peters.
What?
He got in a car. What are you doing, Ember?
I told her she could.
Oh my God.
What happened with Peters? I was just on the phone with him.
Okay.
I don't think Chatterbox is around right now. I think it's
my God.
Girardi.
Yeah,
Okay, he's good
yeah,
now.
it's Jack.
All right, false alarm.
Oh my God, Nino.
What do you mean, oh my God? I thought he was dead.
Yeah, but you just called
Now
me
he's
and
talking.
just said he's not breathing. What the heck?
I'm dead. Tell him I'm dead.
Oh,
that
okay,
the
wait, no,
emergency?
he is dead. Is
Okay,
he
I'll
dead?
tell him
What?
that.
Call EMS. Call EMS.
Oh,
Me?
we
I don't know
need
where
to
you
do
are.
this.
No,
This
no,
will-
no, Ember.
This will help
No,
him.
what are you doing? Stop.
Ember.
This will help him.
Fuck.
Peters is dead.
Stop it.
Come on.
EMS.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, but
EMS
all
is
my
coming.
problems. Okay.
All right. All right. Well,
Hold on,
hey,
hold on.
I gotta say,
Yep.
ever since you picked Jimbo, the vibes are good.
Yeah. Well, you know, Jimbo actually came to the castle and was like, "Hey, can I interview for actual sheriff?"
You know what's funny? He was one of my choices for chief of police. I think I told you this, right? But he had hockey obligations.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Anyways.
he's kind of like top 3 now.
Wait, what?
What?
He's-
Me?
Did
What?
you say he's like top 3 now? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, he's like one of my top 3 picks at this point.
Oh, shit. Wait, wait, hold on. You haven't actually
No, I
decided yet?
No, I haven't.
Princess.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right?
What the fuck?
BCSO was dooming so much yesterday that because I had pretty much decided, right? And then
Yeah.
I got the survey results, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe things aren't as bad as I thought they were. So maybe I'm gonna go back to the stability pick. And then BCSO was dooming about the surveys, and apparently, you know, was just so overtly hostile to my survey takers that the survey
What?
takers had to stop doing their surveys.
Shut
And
up.
so, because they were defensive about the whole thing, and then
Wait,
and
how
then-
did they get in contact with your survey people?
No, my survey people were going to BCSO to survey BCSO.
Right.
I had a survey specifically for BCSO asking, like,
Right.
you know, have you experienced, like, you know, have you experienced disciplinary
What
action?
the
How much
fuck?
have you enjoyed your time here?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
people were being very defensive about it because they thought there was going to be a lot more negative answers, and it would be like I would see the negative answers and want to choose like Peters.
Yeah.
But then, and so they all started, you know, being all hostile, and also potentially, you know, taking $2.6 million out of the account, only for them to realize today at the meeting
Oh.
that all the responses to the survey were basically just saying that everyone was kind of happy with what was going on. And so they literally like ruined what would have been, because I legitimately, because of the survey results, if nothing had happened yesterday, you know, except for like I got the survey answers,
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, maybe I should pick McNulty over Peters
Mm-hmm.
because everyone seems kind of satisfied with what's going on. But then they thought that people weren't satisfied, so they started doing crazy things, and that just
You
kind
mean
of
normal
that just-
blame count BCSO things? Sorry.
Well, yeah, except for, you know, taking $2.6 million out of the account isn't normal. And so I changed my mind again, because I was like, if they're, you know, clearly they see an issue because they were so scared that the results of the survey were going to show an issue, that even though the results of the survey didn't show an issue, they just showed their hand anyway.
It's the normal since my first term that for some reason when the pressure comes on, right, people self-sabotage. And I was
yeah.
thinking about this morning is my reason for running in term 2 was because Cassidy and Bones went up to Moss and Peters and said, we don't need to listen to you. You're going to be gone in 2 weeks anyways, because I wasn't going to run term 2. And after I heard that, I felt so horrible and I ran a second. That caused me to run a second time. And then that third time, it was like the same shit. It was like, you know what I mean? This time it was like the fucking DOJ, you know, where they're like, we're not doing anything with the penal code. I'm like, yes, you will, goddammit. So I was also thinking back is
I'm driven by spite.
Turner asked me like he's been sick the last couple days. So he was
Right.
asking me like, you know, how's it going and whatever. And I'm like, oh, you know, like I don't really know. But he was curious who applied, so I went through the list, and I named who I was aware of, which was like Aspen, Cassidy, Peters, McNulty, Pred, Duncan. And as I went through that list, I came to the realization, and tell me if this is cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy has been having issues with current BCSO. He's been very loud about it. So then who was put up by the current, whatever you want to call it? Aspen? But her thing was an exit interview. Why didn't more people fight for sheriff?
Well, Cassidy did run. Cassidy's one of my options.
Well, yeah, but Cassidy has had issues, allegedly. I mean, unless, like, you know, I'm being told the wrong information, that he's been having issues.
Oh, you're saying why didn't more of, like, Aspen's group
Yeah,
run?
exactly. Right?
Well, Ventura called me to say that he thinks that I should choose Aspen or Cassidy, but that if I'm considering someone else, then he wants to run. Because he doesn't want to be sheriff, but he also doesn't want someone else to be sheriff. And I told him that, like, okay, you apply or you don't apply. You can interview for sheriff if you want to. Leo's here with a knife. Okay, can you lock the door? Oh, not mine. Leo's here with a knife. Leo, can you not kill me, please?
Yeah,
Sheriff.
and that's all well and good, but, like, underlinedly, it sounds like, why are they giving up? Like, before
They're
it even
not giving,
started.
I mean,
Well, giving up in the sense
Aspen
that, like,
didn't intend for her interview to be an exit interview.
yeah.
But I think she just got so upset during it that she just didn't respond to any questions. You know, usually when you're at an interview, you respond, you know, realistically, but you respond based on, you know, you want to look good. You want to look like a viable candidate.
Yeah.
But she didn't care about looking like a viable candidate. She just wanted to fight Kyle Pred. And so that was, you know, her thing. I think that's partly why, it might be why Jimbo is running now. I mean, Duncan thinks he's a plant. I don't know, I mean, I don't know if Aspen has really, like, apparently she's been kind of standoffish to BCSO as well recently. Like, Duncan tried to say hi to her at the food court, and she was like, ugh, and walked away from it.
Well, Duncan doesn't really count.
Okay.
I like him, but, like, I mean, doesn't count in the sense that, like, that could just be a Duncan response. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know, you know, in terms of that, I think that it seems like Aspen's side of things, their people are too busy
Dooming instead of fighting. Like, I look at it like, consider this last term and everything that was at jeopardy. We, like, look at, you were running, I was running, Grayson running, Remedy running. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was, and that's why I'm sort of like, if they want it so bad, why the fuck didn't they have more people go up? Because the last term, it was like Aspen, Bones, etc. It's like, if you want it so bad, why aren't some of you motherfuckers, like, standing up and fighting for it? You know what I mean? It's
yeah, for sure.
It's a little strange.
Well, I think it's because, you know, for the same reason why they like Aspen currently is because they like not having to put thought into things. It's status quo.
Yes,
And
that's a really good point.
inaction is a lot easier than action. And action in itself is a change of the status quo, and so they're just happy to not do anything.
I thought Aspen was a controversial pick originally, right? So to your point, that's pretty wild in my mind. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I hope you make the decision that makes the most sense for you and your vision. And I know it can be tough. Huh?
I just hope I survive it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very odd. I still think it's weird that you got picked up, like, literally, like, the timing of it. It was that day around that time, right?
Well, and I was very clearly, the people who kidnapped me very clearly weren't doing it for themselves. Like, they were meant to bring me to someone. It was not people who have any issue with me, so it kind of seemed like it was, to me, it very much seemed like someone either paid them to do it or
Yeah.
gave them some other incentive.
Do you think it might have been the Saints?
No, it was Manor.
It was Manor, really?
But I'm good with Manor. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did criminal ride-alongs with them. I'm signed to their record label. I'm good with like Sparky and them, and some of them are my knights.
But money's
I've knighted
money,
some
you
of
know?
them. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, money's money. But then there's also the other guy, who can offer things that aren't money.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another little concern that I had because, as far as I'm aware, the only group that really has a reason to go after me would be BCSO. And so, if it wasn't BCSO, which I'm very much hoping it wasn't, the only other option is that someone didn't want me necessarily, but wanted a mayor. For leverage, for information, something along those lines. So I would say be careful to you, because...
Someone tried to kidnap me yesterday, and they learned real fast.
I'm glad that they learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think people are that crazy to pick up you or me, unless they're maybe.
Well, the thing is that with the Marshall dossier, it happened before. They kidnapped me. The people who stole my wedding ring.
Oh.
I told you that. That was because
Yeah.
they were told that they needed to do that so that they could get the Marshall classified document from me. So it's possible that it was the same kind of situation, but I genuinely have no idea. I know that the Manor does that kind of job.
Right. Yeah,
But
like
I'm not
mercenary
trying to-
shit.
Well, specifically mercenary stuff for a specific group.
Are you the ones without a
Yeah.
belly button?
Yeah, I haven't heard of, I honestly, I heard about a couple of super terrorist organizations, but I didn't hear about the belly button list.
The button list. Yeah, the belly
Oh.
button list.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I just don't, I mean, what are you supposed to do when you can't talk about, like, who they are? Like, you
Yeah,
gotta give them
that's-
another
yeah.
name. Okay. Okay, well, Jesus. Man, well, I know what it feels like to, you're going through what I went through my first term, and it's not easy. I mean, I changed my mind a million times over, and I'm not kidding. I put 300 hours into talking to folks. At the end of it, the reality is that you're not going to make the perfect choice, right? Because there is no one that is perfect. Everyone's going to have their pros and cons. So, you pick one set's going to be pissed. Pick other set's going to get pissed. No matter what, people are going to get pissed, is the point. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Although I will say that, in terms of my decision, look, I know that I can handle the fallout of whatever decision I make, and I know
Yeah.
that, honestly, life's gonna go on, right? BCSO will, some of them might quit, but the rest of them will be fine. The department's not gonna fall apart. No matter who I pick, it's gonna be fine, and eventually they'll get over it.
Hey,
Carmine did give me a musical number about why I should pick Peters, and it's still stuck in my head, so I feel like that might be like some subliminal messaging that I'm kind of like, it's kind of weighing heavy in my mind right now.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, no, it should be.
Yeah, it's the box of vision parts
I'll
at the very
manage
bottom.
no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
very bottom of his list is a box of
when
vision
I
parts.
walked into the
You just
room,
pop your
term
hood,
one,
and you'll it's all
there
your
was like
replacement spark
no,
plugs and
like
all that shit.
mission roll
You
was
literally just
empty,
pop the whole box
and then
in
there was a mass exodus of like.
I know that.
But you know what ended up happening? Most of the people that ended up transferring were folks that after they transferred didn't show up anyways.
It's a pretty
and
quick
for a lot of
process, too. You
folks,
pop 'em in
they're
there, just use the
actually,
thing on there
if I'm gonna be honest, might be
either
done with
you spark plug
policing,
pop right in
and
and out.
this is like their excuse, like it was their last leg. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the notion of possibly losing a rank, not being able to use a car, not being able to, is too much. But when I walked into Mission Road today, in that meeting room, there was like 25, 30 people in there, right? So, yeah, there might be short-term pains, but, in the long term, it'll all work itself out anyways, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Anyways, well,
100%. So
Princess.
is Peter's okay?
Yeah, he's good. He's,
Okay.
he just got out of the hospital.
Good. Okay, that's good to hear.
Yep.
That's all,
All right.
good. It's
Well,
all good.
I wish you the best of luck, and if you need anything, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much.
Damn it, I don't want to buy
Anytime.
another Yo part.
You
We'll
take
see.
care.
I'll figure it out. I appreciate it, Barry. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my god.
Hello, madam.
I just learned that you could tune up a motor and bring it all the way back up to 100%.
All right.
No fucking no way.
What happened?
So you know how the engine slowly degrades?
Yeah.
So if you try to repair it, what happens is the motor stays like the parts stay kind of like decayed and rusted.
Okay.
You could buy like a tune-up kit that brings the motor all the way back up to 100.
Yes, I know. I told you this. It was shocking. That's why I think you were in the same boat as me, where it was like, wait, we need $300,000 engines? Oh my God, that's so much. But it's not true. You buy that $300,000 engine once and you don't have to replace it for like 6 months.